考试是这样子的，它不会直接给你答案。所以你看，这些都是 meat egg，全部应该是 protein 比较多，是有 calcium，但是 overall 是 protein，所以 protein 是
To repair damaged tissues.
repair damaged tissue 或者 for growth。这样我想问哦，来，你们一人一个讲掉 prevent constipation 是，来，every 到你。
啊，
什么？
讲它华文意思是什么？
没有，没有，你直接告诉我什么东西可以 prevent constipation。嗯，
可以讲华文吗？
那讲啊讲啊，
来，它就是蔬菜那些，来膳食纤维
英文讲
fiber
好，对，来 build strong bones and teeth calcium，还有三个，来，Naomi 三个 calcium
I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know.
啊
I don't know how to pronounce it.
phos
Pause.
phos
I don't know how to pronounce.
phosphorus 你看这种 mother tongue 的也不会的，因为是新的字来的。See something new to you, you all must pronounce. You pronounce behind the camera also can. Phosphorus, one more. Vitamin. Right, now me, still you. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. Which one?
Is it
Allow.
N?
Huh?
Is it N?
Honey. Vitamin M is the best vitamin for us. 就来第啦。Wow, we just learned 1 month ago, forgot already. Right? Protect the body from disease, vitamin. Okay? Only vitamin, overall vitamin. Alright, so 我们继续看这个，OK? OK? OK? OK, scurvy. I check. Scurvy is, what is this vitamin? Right, Avery?
fiber，它不是上面那个什么吗？
vitamin
哦，vitamin A B C D 啊，你
vitamin A B C D E. Which one?
fiber 是什么？C A
D or A?
C
C. Right? Now me very lack of what?
Vitamin B.
Ricket lack of what? Yeah, you again, yeah. The last now me.
Rabu malam 什么
Sorry.
？Ricket 是我
OK, Ricket 你啊，来。
啊，vitamin
Ricket 什么意思？
就是来它的骨骼这样来
对，它的
松
脚这样。
，vitamin D 是啊
Yep, vitamin D. Yes. What else? What's the mineral?
啊
OK，是 vitamin D，还有什么 minerals 会导致没有就会导致 ricket？
A B C D 啊，vitamin A B C
没有，vitamin D 是一个，还有嘞，还有什么 mineral？
vitamin
没有 vitamin 啊，mineral，
mineral 什么那些 fiber
calcium，还有刚刚老米也不会读的那个叫
phosphorus
phosphorus。来，老米，night blindness，
Vitamin A.
对
Vitamin A.
，yeah correct。Scared you a lot, yeah.
Aiden, when you watch here, also you must recall, Aiden.
他竟然去玩了，没有带我一起去。Yeah, one question, quite good lah. One question. Quick check. Just wrong one question. Okay, good. Return. 来这边，哪里去啊？哦，在这里。Okay. Why this one I say ignore it? Because the question wrong already. The question should say which of these pair is not matched correctly. So actually, feces is undigested material, correct? Diarrhea is wait a minute. I think excretion. Oh, sorry. I think this is correct. The question correct, match correctly. Constipation means it's hard stool. Okay, hard stool. Diarrhea should be watery, so wrong. Feces is undigested material. Defecation is removal of, not excretion, it's removal of undigested food. You be careful because in primary school, we say the water and the feces are all excretion. But now excretion actually means water only. So defecation actually is undigested food or feces. But it seems confusing, so answer should be B. Okay, good. Now we continue to our last week one. And I want to ask about what cause rickets. What breathing. Lại nào mi xem nào. Someone got rickets. What's the possible reason? He or she lack of. Someone got rickets. This person probably lack of what? Huh? Rickets. Phosphorus, number one.
Vitamin D, calcium.
D.
D, calcium. Okay, good. 很好，so 对，然后这一些我有 send 给你们的，from two，给你们 from two 了。这一些你们可以 print 吗？有啊，can print。Aiden better don't use as printer. Okay, Aiden. And print. Okay, so now to study the action. Okay, so the last is experiment. So our experiment like this. Okay, now look at page 16 first. So what is this experiment? Okay, so like 我们做这个 experiment, we do this experiment for aim to study the action of enzyme in saliva on starch. Okay, so 来，请告诉我，saliva 里面有什么 enzyme？好，来，Naomi，saliva 里面有什么 enzyme？哎
amylase.
，yeah, amylase. So amylase will break starch to become 来 every starch 会被 break to
怎样读那个字
你 spell 给我听，spell 给我听。
？Break saliva on starch.
break starch into starch. OK，它是长这样的。OK，这个是 STARCH starch。starch。那你可以看到 starch 其实是一整条的，所以一整条它用 plier break down 了，就变一个，一个叫做 every glue
啊，glucose
整条
糖分
整条叫
，starch paper
starch，整条叫 starch。然后 break 了一块一块，好像 chum 这样，好像那个 chum 那样，这一块就叫 glucose。你们知道 Pandora 吗？你们不知道？知道 Pandora 最出名什么吗？Pandora 最出名呢，就是骗你，没有骗你啦，跟你讲，来，你买一条链，you buy a bangle on what is it called? Then you buy the chums for every month, every anniversary or something. So you imagine these things actually is what? And this whole thing actually called starch. Then now you take out one by one this thing called glucose. So starch is a big molecule. Then glucose is the small molecule as chum. Amen. How? But teacher advise you don't buy Pandora. Unless you really like the, but I tell you, this one, the Pandora always like oxidize, become darker. And then if you want to sell it out, sorry, no more value because it's actually made up by glass. So if you really, really, really like this kind of charms, go buy the gold one, gold charm. Yeah. You go buy the big, small one, then you add on your 办公 or what？哎，Avery，刚刚你要问什么？
我没有小时点到。我的班主任很喜欢点的。
我好有钱呢，你知道有钱在哪里吗？有钱在你以后不喜欢了，你卖不掉。
它有很多条，而且它弄不见很多条，它好像有5条，它弄不见很多条。
哇，这么有钱的吗？啊，做不出这种事。这个 gold 还有什么好处？Let's say after 5 years, you feel I don't like this design anymore. You still can sell it up as the gold price 啊。So，如果你要保值，if you so this is 14K. 14. So 24K is 999 very pure gold. So 22、20、18、16、14. So I think this one, the gold contain just only 40%. So if you buy the real gold one, if you don't like it, you still can sell it out. We call it as liquefied. But Pandora one, you don't like it already, then sorry lah, cannot sell. For me lah, I like to buy something that can keep the value lah. But up to you lah. If you got a lot of money, you don't mind to waste it, it's okay. 来，我们看amylase breaks starch into glucose. 来，写了吗？ Okay, how is our experiment? We use 1% starch suspension, iodine solution, Benedict solution, and distilled water. Okay, my question is, please tell me iodine solution can test for what? 忘记了，我看回去。还有 Benedict solution test for what? Test the presence of what? 来，一人讲一个，先讲的先赢。为什么 Avery 看着我不要反数？
是那个什么starch，那个 iodine。
对 ，iodine test the presence of starch，所以 Benedict solution test the presence of
glucose.
yes, congratulations. Yeah, so now we will prepare these things. Then we set up like this. So first of all, rinse your mouth with distilled water and collect saliva in a small beaker. Yep, this experiment smelly a bit. I did before. Really smelly because that saliva really smelly a bit. Okay. Then really the results, yeah, really can see. Pour 10 ml of starch suspension into 2 boiling tube P and Q. P and Q now got 5 ml of such suspension each. Then you add 4 ml of saliva into boiling tube Q. So Q we put in saliva. Means here we got starch. Then we can write here starch with salivary amylase. Stir the mixture with clean glass rod. So now take out 2 ml of each boiling tube and carry out iodine test and Benedict test. Look at number 4. So first of all, you take out 2 ml of each boiling tube, carry out iodine test and Benedict test. Okay, in the beginning of experiment. Okay, so now we check first. What do you think? Iodine test for starch. Benedict test for glucose. Starch, glucose. Do you think in the beginning of experiment, iodine test got what? Iodine test positive or negative? Naomi, I saw you say positive, is it? Yep. C got starch. So yes, we can test starch. So beginning of experiment, iodine test, yeah, so it says starch presence. 有出现有 starch 的出现 Then Q also got the starch present. Okay, how about Benedict test? In the beginning of experiment, can we test glucose out? 有 glucose 吗？Okay, so we say glucose absent. Glucose absent. Or you can take cross out. But normally we write starch present. Okay, so now next, number 4 already done. Now number 5, place boiling tube P and Q in water bath at 37 degrees Celsius. Why 37 degrees Celsius? Why? 请问你的 body temperature 是多少？
36.5到30.
Yeah, actually now we know that it's around 36.6 but we can round off. Yeah, because write down 37 degrees Celsius, and then when you see this, please write down. Okay, so 37 degrees Celsius is body temperature. And also, that is the optimum temperature for enzyme. Optimum 就是 the best, but we don't say the best, we say optimum temperature for enzyme to take action. So at this, so that's why now if we have fever, we've got like less appetite too, because our enzyme don't want to do more. Okay, and start the stopwatch. So 37 degrees Celsius. Actually, we don't use this, we put it in the oven. Yeah, after 30 minutes, take out 2 ml of each boiling tubes and carry out iodine test and Benedict test again. Record your observation. But do you think at the end of the experiment, P1, this is P, this is Q. P still got starch or not?没有 starch 了。Okay, tell me, or can you tell me after 30 minutes, which one will have glucose? P or Q got glucose? Okay, tell me every
Q 啊
Q, right? Tell me.
P.
Thank you very much. Like this is starch. The whole thing is starch. Like Pandora bracelet. Starch like Pandora bracelet. But now I take out one by one. What is the things that cut off the Pandora bracelets? Amylase or the plier. So you mix amylase, 你把口水 mix 进 starch 里面，意思是说，你把这种 clipper，你把那个 plier cut，把整个 starch cut 掉，变成一个 chunk，这个 chunk 就叫做 glucose。So means C. Only Q mixed with saliva means only Q got plier to cut the starch. So can you tell me finally the starch will break down, become? Tell me.
Glucose.
Yeah. That's why only Q got glucose. Glucose present. So then the starch, we consider that all of the starch is cut down already. We consider, actually baby still got that, but we consider all of the starch cut down. So we say starch absent. Why? Because all of the starch is cut down by amylase become glucose already. No more starch. No more bracelets. 没有手链了，只剩下 chamba 了。好来，所以我们来讲，好，所以我们来看 P 有任何变化吗？P got any changes? No, because no amylase, no saliva, so nothing. Yeah, still starch present. Present. So starch still present. Glucose still absent. 没有变化。来看 question. Why does temperature of water bath need to be maintained in 37 degrees Celsius?
relative 是37度。
对 because 37 degrees Celsius is 来提问英文，谢谢。身体
Body temperature.
Yeah, as body temperature. 你好，它是 it is the we say the best temperature for enzyme. What is the word to replace the best?
Suitable.
什么？
Suitable.
再讲一次，我听不到。
适合 suitable.
最适合最 suitable。刚刚我有讲一个字，不是 suitable，怎样？
Prefer.
不是，没有写下来。
Optimum temperature for
Yes, the optimum temperature. Enzyme. 上一次这样子的他只认那个字罢了啊，在这个情况只有那个字啊，你不可以换啊。不是像你英文啊，你英文老师跟你讲use other word to replace it. Don't use the same word. Science no science always stick to one word 不要以为那个字可以放哪里的。OK，optimum temperature 不是 suitable 啊，是 optimum 最佳。OK，来，What happens to the starch in boiling tube Q at the end of the experiment?
absent
Yeah, starch absent. 解释，这应该有2分，因为 starch is broken down 被切断了 is broken down 怎样？
glucose 还是那个 enzyme
Yes, glucose is broken down as glucose。我们这样讲，它被切断变成 glucose 了，被什么切断
and blah 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 blah
？Amy 对 Amy
有跟我说
Amy 怎样 ？Amy
amylase
对，所以你要多讲，你知道吗？多讲你才会记得。你听我讲，你是不记得的。我们现在没有关系啊，你学任何新的东西都是感觉自己笨笨的，对不对？我也是，我在学怎样 edit video，感觉自己好笨。有个学生教我，我看到他弄几块，哒哒哒哒哒哒哒哒，OK，teacher done ，what you did just now？对，没关系，我们一起学，对，要多讲。OK，来，我们看 What enzyme is found in our saliva？来，Naomi，它，Sorry，I can't hear properly. Slow.
amylase
Amylase, yeah. Yeah, you can just write amylase, or actually you can write like this, salivary amylase. Saliva 是口水的 amylase。salivary，你看英文它是这样的，我们要形容什么什么的 amylase，我们就加一个 re 之类的。Okay, so now complete the flow chart about the flow of food in the digestive tract. 来，一开始我们来看 mouth。来，next B, like every 刚刚还填对啊，你一定是边看边抄的那时候
berry and next
啊
berry wrong 这样读
，O spell A
OESO blah 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 blah
C，来呢，
OK 我想 OESOF
P
PHPHO
A
AGORUS
O R A G
不懂
H O R U S 或什么的那个
OEOSPH
算了，跟我念。
Esophagus
其实 O 是 hidden sound 来的
Esophagus
，esophagus
所以 spell 对啊 OSPHA
你后面不大对，esophagus 国语要念国语，esophagus gus gus esophagus ph 是 f 的音来的 oesophagus。你跟我来，我觉得我们很像。
我
oes，
们要学华语。
我也是喜欢讲华语的，所以要换的时候有一点没关系，我们一起学，学2年3年下来肯定就好了。来，各位今天 oesophagus 但是我们念 esophagus ，OK，oesophagus，esophagus。好，来，Naomi，我是stomach，OK，来到你，Every，Hello，来你们，Naomi 来，After stop duodenum，OK，duodenum 或者叫 duodenum，duodenum 或者叫 duodenum，来，Every，duodenum，
不知道什么 library。
这个叫十二指肠。它其实是小肠的一开始，这个叫12指肠，因为
它12层。
对12指
华语我会，可是英文我不会。就是
啊，其实你就把它当一个benefit 啦，
对
因为我去到中国的时候，那边的人基本只会华语，我回去探亲，华语跟福建话，然后我发现，哎，我能讲国语、英文、广东话一点点。I'm proud of myself 。OK，so 我觉得哎，不错。然后在火车上遇到一个哇，那个中东来的还是什么讲话放扩音，这个 Can you please tune down your volume？哇，然后我看见那个卖水的那个售票的那个姐姐你会讲英文？好，so 来，我们继续 Jordan 过后就到 small，来 every small，
intestine。
来 Naomi after that
large intestines,
can I say big intestine？
嗯
Can I say big intestine? Yes or no? Every 要 thank you Naomi，
啊，
我可以换成 big intestine 吗
什么东西？
？Large intestine 我可以换成 big
不
intestine，
可以吧？
可以，没有吧？不可以。Not English this is science you cannot change Okay, like next, Naomi,
so
rectum，哎，最后到你肛门叫做
anus。哦，其
anus，
实是最简单的。
最好是来这个两念，对，就是你 every
esophagus。
啊，
esophagus。
这个
，sorry，rectum。
esophagus，OK，怎样 spell esophagus？
oes
o
o
s o r s o
oesopharus。没有GUSPHAGUS。
esophagus，来，so 我们继续来看 next。Here, this is the process of absorption and transportation of digested food and defecation. Okay, observe. So, what is villi? Actually, last week I showed Naomi, but we checked got new one. Villi is intestine. nào mi nó trang mặn được chúng mình trang mặn. So this is your okay.
Intestine is the longest part of the digestive tract and can be over 20 feet long. And with this particular dissection, we're only showing a portion of that small intestine. But the reason why it's so long is because it is the main area of absorption. And longer means we have more time and length to absorb nutrients. Not only does the small intestine have length, but it also has increased surface area due to the tunica mucosa having folds called circular folds, and you can see these folds that I'm tracing with the probe right here. Now, if we were to zoom in to these circular folds, we would also see that on top of the folds, they would have microvilli, which would further increase the surface area for absorption. And I've got to show you another structure on another cadaver dissection that is super cool and relates to absorption. As I'm holding up this portion of the small intestine, you can see this yellowy tissue called mesentery. But if you look closely, you can see a ton of blood vessels in there that are going to be absorbing all of these nutrients, and in this case, those nutrients are the amino acids that we've been talking about. The small intestine is the longest part of the digestive tract and can be over 20 feet long. And with this particular dissection, we're only showing a portion of that small intestine.
Okay, save change, let me see.这个是 B 来，是 B 来。Okay, so 标签管。Okay, so 来我们来看这里。So now you can see that actually inside the small intestine is like the tower. Like the tower, the wall of our small intestine has millions of fine projection. Okay, from the light. So this increases the surface area of process of absorption. So villi can increase the surface area. Villi increase surface area for process of absorption. Okay, then we can see the surface of small intestine has many folds to add the surface area and increase the absorption. So the folding part we call it as wall of villus is very thin, 1 cell thick to increase the rate of absorption. 我想问一下, what is the meaning of rate? Okay, rate, now you treat it as speed. Now you treat the rate as speed. Okay, so now 来我们来看 so villus is singular means one. Villi is plural means more than one. Okay. Then you will see this one is like a little bit different from normal English because the word comes from Greek. So you see us means singular, but lie, I means more. So that's the symbolic things. Okay, the function of the blood vessel. So you can see just now they show you inside of blood vessel in the small intestine is to transport nutrients to all parts of the body. So means when the final product means the chunks reach here, they would diffuse into the blood vessel, diffuse into the villi and go to the blood vessel and go to the whole body. Okay, so now see this one we zoom in the villus, one villus. So when the food is digested into small size, then it can go through the wall of small intestine. Now see, they will go through. And then when they enter the blood capillaries, What is blood capillaries? Naomi, last week. 来 ，Every 来，很好，
第二血管，
什么？
来，它是那个血管那边旁边。
对，血管。These blood capillaries means very fine blood vessel， 很细的血管，可以在哪里看到？
那个有一个图圆圈的，然后有那个oxygen 和 carbon dioxide 在那个 hemoglobin。
对，好，其实我们这里可以看到眼睛里面啊，可以看到吗？啊，this is blood capillaries. What you see here, this is called blood vessel or artery and vein. So this is called blood capillaries. Okay, so now 我们来看 So undigested food that is larger cannot go through the small intestine. So for example, starch. Sorry, cannot pass. For example, fats. Now, treatment 什么来的，Emily？ 你要说我什么？是要请我吃东西吗？那一包没有，什么来的？shampoo 啊
conditioner
哦，conditioner。然后我们 conditioner 现在叫 treatment。Okay, then starch, fats, and what else? What else? Protein. That all cannot absorb. So small size nutrients that is already digested only can go through. Question. Tell me what is the small size nutrients? Number one. Right, Naomi first. After cut.
After cut, like the just now you say about the one Emily's thing.
Can be louder. I don't know why your sound very soft. Oh, okay, wait, sorry. My fault. I decreased the volume of my computer. Right. Sorry. Yeah. Again, right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can. Yeah, very clear now.
You say like the scissors.
Procedure. Okay, tell me, starch finally will become
Maltose.
finally, yeah, become maltose. Finally,
Glucose.
yeah, maltose become glucose. Yeah, so means the small size nutrients means glucose. Right, every fats finally become 有在写吗？你们 Aiden
acid
什么 acid？
fatty acid 不不
fatty acid
和那个 GLY blah 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 glycose
glycer
glycerin
roll glycerol. Okay, 来 last protein. Aiden 跟我写啊 Naomi 跟我写啊 Every 跟我写啊 So last. I Naomi again. Protein finally become
Amino acid.
yeah. So the polypeptide, dipeptide, whatever. Don't bother. Just remember amino acid. Every protein 最后会变成 every
amino acid
确定？
应该吧？
是的，恭喜你。Yeah, correct. Okay, like so. Now we can see. Okay, so now question. Why does our small intestine have more blood vessel than our stomach? So that can increase the rate of, what do you think? The speed rate. Don't use speed now, we say rate of Rate of absorption. Rate of absorption of nutrients. Yes. Amen. Okay. 好，so 这一边就是这个是 I found this diagram I found from online 啦，not the textbook one. Actually, how the so this is the villi. This is the villi. So see, fatty acid will just diffuse from outside to inside. Water molecule is also we say diffuse. Fructose, actually you change it to glucose. I change to glucose. Fructose is a type of sugar too. Fructose also will diffuse inside the villi and goes to the blood capillaries. Amino acid also will absorb, means they diffuse. Okay. 来，请问 fat 会 break 成 fatty acid and every your turn.
Glycerol.
Glycerol. Yeah, that's saying glycerol. Okay, right now, this one you may do in school. May, I'm not sure. May. I saw your teacher get ready this already. Yeah. For now, I saw your teacher order this. Okay, like the experiment is to study the process of absorption of glucose through Viking tube. Okay, actually, what is a Viking or Viking tube? It looks like this. Viking tube actually is like,
So if you apply,
it's like a tube that got a lot of small hole. We can't see, only molecule can see and they can pass through. So this.
what we have just learnt, you can then see what.
Okay, then how is it looks like in the real life now? Wait, let's look at this pretty science.
Inside the Viking tubing, I'm going to place a drop in my tile, and I'm actually going to put the pipette back inside the starch and glucose, and I should be able to show that over time. This is Viking tubing. It's long been.
It's like normal plastic bag. Especially it's like, you know, the popsicle. Yeah, no, 每次我们吃冰棒那种有没有? Looks like popsicle.
Used
but
in school
actually
biology practicals. It's semi-permeable, which makes it useful as a model of the human gut, which is what I'm going to show you in this demonstration. I'm going to fill a piece of tubing with a mixture of starch and glucose, and I should be able to show that over time the smaller glucose molecules migrate through it, whereas the larger starch molecules do not. So,
okay, so now we
need to soak the Viking tubing in water for a few minutes, then it should be flexible enough to work with. You want to hold one end of the tubing.
We need to soak it in water first, make it soft, and then open it up. Before this is as hard as a plastic
In this demonstration.
but not plastic.
This is Viking tubing. It's long been used in school biology practicals.
They're not plastic bag, we call it as Viking tube. Okay, then we tied it up.
And I'm simply going to tie a knot at the other end of the tubing. And now I'm ready to add the starch and glucose to the tubing. So I'm going to just mix together some starch and glucose take. So I now have my mixture of starch and glucose. Let's just give that a little mix, and I'm going to syringe it into the visking tubing. So you probably want between 10 and 20 millilitres in the tubing.
它很像小肠灌蛋，你喜欢
So
吃
a
吗？
little bit more.
啊，不喜欢，我喜欢。So now mix up. So now can tell me what is inside? Hello, just now what she makes inside? She say she makes what is what? She makes starch and glucose inside. Means inside got the Pandora bracelets and the charm. Okay. Inside got starch big molecule and glucose small molecule. Then see what happened.
I'm just going to clean the outside of the tubing by rinsing it with some water.
Let's clean it up. If not, we would think that it might be outside got glucose or something.
Before I place it into a boiling tube and fill the rest of the boiling tube with water. You don't need to use distilled water here, tap water will be fine. Now the length of the tubing that you have in the boiling tube will also affect the speed at which the water surrounds
Okay,
it.
so now we treat this visking tube as small intestine. So outside, so this visking tube, is our small intestine. So inside got starch and inside got starch and what?
Glucose.
Okay. Now outside got water, right? So this water we will say it represent our bloodstream, blood vessel. So means, what do you think? If this is our small intestine, finally, what will came out into the water outside? Like Naomi? What's inside the visking tube now?
Starch and glucose.
So finally, if this is our small intestine, finally, small intestine will absorb what? Starch or glucose?
Starch.
Huh?
Starch.
Yeah, glucose. Yeah, only glucose will came out into water outside. So
In the visking tubing. At this stage, you probably want to ask your students to predict which of those samples will contain starch or glucose. You can also ask them to remind the presence of starch. Blue here. And what we have established here is that inside the visking tubing, at the start of the experiment,
okay, so now, okay, before we proceed, I want to ask, why is it blue, huh? Why is it blue? What is this blue thing? From a food test. We learned this in the beginning of the chapter. What is the blue solution in the beginning of the chapter? 赶快找回去。Aiden，你也要想啊。Blue。 Find the food test. Food test. What is the blue solution? Food test.
Benedict solution.
Yes. Benedict solution. Okay, so yeah, the blue one is Benedict solution. So actually, she take up two water lah. She take up two solutions. She just now what she do is
Add some Benedict's reagent to each of these two samples and place them in a warm water bath. So just a good squirt of Benedict's reagent into each.
so before she put in Benedict solution, one is she take the solution from inside the whisking tube. Another one, she take the water outside the whisking tube and she put here. What do you think?
Each one of those test tubes.
Finally, which one will show every like which one will shows got glucose? Inside one or outside one will shows got glucose. This is beginning of experiment. Okay, never mind. Now she put it
in here. Now this can take a minute or absorbed into the bloodstream. So we can see this has now reacted, and what we have established here is that inside the whisking tubing at the start of the experiment we have both glucose and starch present.
the inside got glucose and starch.
And in the water surrounding the tubing we have neither molecule present.
Then the water outside the tubing, no starch, no glucose.
Now, in order to show that over time the small glucose molecules will indeed migrate through the membrane.
Okay, then at the end of experiment, the glucose will come out into water outside lah. So right now we see this. Now this is the experiment lah. Okay, page 18. First. So to study the process of absorption of glucose through whisking tube, first we tied up starch and glucose solution inside. Okay, then now we just test the water outside. We just test water outside. We don't test inside. Okay, so manipulated variable is the time of experiment after 30 minutes. Corresponding variable would be the presence of glucose in distilled water. So now what do you think? Beginning of the experiment, outside water got starch or glucose or not? 请问一开始这里面有水那边里面有 glucose 还是 starch 吗？ No at all 都没有。所以我们就讲 absent 都没有。outside. Now the starch and glucose inside only. So beginning 还没有跑出来嘛，对不对？ So now finally at the end, will the starch and glucose came out? Both or just starch or just glucose? I saw you say glucose only, is it? Okay, every minute. Glucose value, yeah, congratulations. Yeah, only glucose came out. Yeah, because glucose is small enough, but starch still absent. Because only glucose small enough to diffuse out. We say it diffuse out. Okay, so we say Biscuit tube represents small intestine. Distilled water represent our bloodstream. 就是血啦 okay? Our blood 啦。So glucose molecule can diffuse through Biscuit tube because they are small molecule. I say molecule. They are small molecule. So glucose can diffuse through Biscuit tube lah. Okay, so now, and this one must memorize. The efficiency of absorption of digested food can be increased by, or we say, the rate of absorption. I say the rate efficiency means the rate of absorption of food. Efficiency means the rate, the speed, fast or not. Okay, by villi, because villi got one cell thick wall, means very, very thin. More villi to increase surface area, and it's surrounded by millions of blood capillaries. Okay. Oh, Avery, 你又不见了 Avery。Avery 啊，你又不见了 Avery。Okay, right now we look at this. This is your textbook experiment. Now we got two tests, two boiling tube and then two biscuit tube. Okay, so you can see the first one got starch. P got starch only. Q got glucose only. Okay, now observation. Same thing, we take out the distilled water. We test for iodine and Benedict. Then this one also we take out and we test for iodine and Benedict. What do you think? In the beginning of the experiment, outside water, got iodine, got starch or not? No. Yeah, absent. So we say starch absent. Benedict test for glucose. Got glucose or not? Yeah, good. Glucose absent. Right, iodine test. P got starch or not? Outside. Outside. Of course, no. Some more, this one, no starch at all. So, starch absent. Benedict test got starch or got glucose or not? Yeah, okay, so we also say glucose absent. How about at the end of experiment? Starch how? Starch absent. Benedict test got glucose or not? Now you see properly, here only starch. Why just now the experiment got it? You see one more time because just now we got starch and saliva. This one got saliva or not? Saliva. This one got saliva or not? Not at all. Right. Not at all. So, sorry, glucose also absent. Iodine test. With this one, no starch at all, so impossible, starch absent. But finally, this one got glucose. Glucose came out. Yeah, so we say glucose present. So how to do this experiment? You need to know what's inside. Only glucose can come out. the rest all cannot. And then if only starch, no saliva, also it won't have glucose. It haven't break down yet. Okay, right now, what is represented by whisking tube and distilled water in beaker? This line, Ami?
The skin tube is small intestines.
Yeah,
Water
this, yes, yeah.
is bloodstream.
Yes, yes. Whisking tube is actually represented our small intestine. Intestine. Distilled water would be our bloodstream. Okay. Okay, now what inference can be made based on the observation of A boiling tube and P? Okay, how to write inference? Inference got format, The inference would be your observation because of your reason. Right, so now P, what is your observation? P, we say P, no change at all, right? So we say P remains unchanged because starch cannot diffuse out the whisking tube. As this large molecule. Okay, so P, no glucose. So no change, nothing can come out such. But Q will see the glucose. But what's your observation? Observation means something you can see by your eye. How do you know starch present? Can you look at this video and tell me how do you know for starch present?
This allows the smaller glucose molecules to be absorbed into the bloodstream.
What's the color change? But glucose means Benedict solution will turn from blue to we say orange, very close, but in our foot test, please read back onto our foot test. Q turns to brick.
Red precipitate.
Yeah, brick red precipitate. Inference must shows your observation first The inference 就是叫什么推断你要先讲你看到、你观察到的东西 turns to brick red precipitate because 为什么？因为 glucose is a small molecule and diffuse out from the whisking tube. 所以它够小，所以能够从 whisking tube 里面跑出来。它够小粒，那小粒是 small molecule， 都要有啊。What you see? Then you explain why it turns because of glucose. Why glucose come out? Because glucose small molecule. Don't say come out, use the word diffuse out. 整个句子要背起来啊！你多读一点，对，讲的就是你。多念几次，好吗？多念几次，要自己念出来的，不要听我讲的了。来念一次 every Q turns to
Q turns to brick red precipitate because glucose is a small molecule and diffuse out from the visky tube.
yeah, very good, that's it. 好了，来最后 last. So process of transportation. Food digested and absorbed into villus need to reach the cell of body. Molecules that are absorbed into villus will undergo assimilation. So assimilation is a process of distributing the end product of digestion for the use of the cell. Assimilation, distributing end product. Okay, so for example, glucose used to produce energy in ATP. Last year we learned, but I believe you forgot. In the cell respiration, mitochondrion. So amino acid used to form component of cell, means for growing, for growth, for like just now repair damaged tissue. 有写了吗？ Used to form component of cell, means for growth, for repair damaged tissue. So amino acid is protein. Finally, fatty acid and glycerol combine to form fat, which is used as heat insulator to protect internal organ. So 胖的人通常没有这样容易冷的。Why? Because got fat layer, not easily get cold. Alright, so all these three systems work together to ensure digested food molecule reach the cell of the body. So digestion break down large and complex particles into small and simple molecules so that they can be absorbed into villi. Blood circulatory system transport the small simple molecule to the cells of the body. And finally, assimilation. The end product will be distributed for forming new cell, which is amino acid. For respiration, which is glucose. And regulate body temperature, which is fatty acid and glycerol. Okay, 背起来了。And then let's recall last year one. This is a cell. This is the nucleus. This is the mitochondrion. This is cell membrane. Remember the function of cell membrane? Allows material in and out of the cell. What's the material in? Oxygen and glucose. What's the material out? Carbon dioxide and waste. Okay. And also they use amino acid go in to repair the cell. So actually we must be able to relate them as a topic. Okay, so now the last justification. So undigested food and food that is absorbed by the small intestine, such as fiber, waste secretion of digestive tracts, that cell and water will move into large intestine. While moving to large intestine, water and minerals are reabsorbed into the bloodstream. So water normally got mineral lah, so it will dissolve inside. And this make unabsorbed and undigested food to become solid waste called feces. So feces is temporarily stored in the rectum and then will be eliminated through anus. So this process called defecation. Every 这怎样读？
feces 那个圈起来呀，
feces
这是那个大便不是咩？
对，我以前念 faces，结果我的学生笑我。
我到 feces。我们有学到这个有一个那个食物链 energy flow， 因为我才刚考试完，所以我还记得。我们科学成绩出来诶 ，Cambridge 有拿76， 38乘2，因为有36，38乘2，
还不错。
KSSM 还没有出 ，KSSM 我觉得会烂，因为 Cambridge 比较简单。
好吧。Scan
But KSSM 是有那个 quiz 嘛 ，Cambridge 没有，它是3种分，然后乘2。
好的，很好，我等你成绩出 scan paper 给我，谢谢。这个叫 defecation，来念 defecation，
Defecation
很好。来 ，so today your homework is，last week work 没有交给我啊，你们now me last week work 要死了好嘞 today's homework is objective. Today's homework objective page 8 and 9. Today's homework is number 1, objective page 8 and 9. Number 2, got Google quiz. Google quiz. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, I not yet finished. Chapter 3, we just done. Then, I think you all better do this first. You all do this first. You all do this first. This week homework also. Please give me. This one very short, this one not long, just objective 20 questions, subjective a little bit. Okay, so this one, please hands in by Wednesday. Our class Thursday, hands in by Wednesday. Okay, so homework, hands in by Wednesday. Okay, let me see. What should I do? Password. Create. Assignment. Instruction. Upload. Can I like? Cannot. So I want this. This is 2023 science from 2 Ujian 1 AB. 2023 science from 2 Ujian 1 AB means bagian A, bagian B. Question. Okay. So unmark due date next Wednesday. Okay, topic under tests and results assigned. Okay. That's all for today. Yeah, so actually the SMK test will be on April, so we can start revision. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye bye.
谢谢老师，再见。
And